which was an excellent tool, because people could find a story that was in print and felt like it was a little more real than just finding it on the internet. You know, some people are very distrustful of the internet. So that's my job right now, is just gathering these stories, putting them together, and I also was hoping to get stories from doctors, researchers, and advocates. There's not a lot of money incentive here, and there's not a lot of ego incentive. It seems like there's just people wanting to help people. And one person finds out about it and they have to struggle to get it, and then they want to help the next person have less of a struggle. They want to be there to answer any questions. You know, it's been so helpful, and a lot of that's the chat site, I believe, and word of mouth. And I think that lack of money, the lack of greed, everyone here at the conference, they're paying for themselves to come. They're putting their own time out there. There's no drug company behind us that's, you know, promoting it. And one of the things, I could never be a salesperson. I never wanted to be a salesperson. I never wanted to be out there selling anything. When I chose to be in real estate, it was as an appraiser, a service person. I never wanted to have to tell people, yes, please buy this house, when I knew there was a leak or something. I would probably tell them, there's a leak, don't buy this house, you know, or something's wrong. I only like to be truthful and honest, and that's something that's afforded here, or available here, is that everybody can be honest about this. And when I'm selling this drug, because I'm telling people about it all the time, there's no money involved, and I can do it freely with all my heart, because I know I have nothing to gain here except for to help people. And that's just the lovely, wonderful aspect about this drug. Well, we've been lucky that he naturally is not, he's not a stressful person by nature. But he actually brought on the MS because he had 1 month of complete stress, because we bought a house in Florida and it's far away, and the day after we bought it, the first of those 4 hurricanes came. And he's an oceanographer and works at a meteorology center, so he would go to work and that's all they talked about was his hurricanes. He'd come home and watch CNN where they're blowing in the wind, you know, with the hurricanes out there. And he was worried about the house. And so he spent a month worrying, which I think was the trigger for him because his MS came right after that, his symptoms. And what I've noticed on the chat site is that one of the things, I don't care how well you're doing with MS and your diet and everything, if you're stressed out, even with LDN, it's very possible you could have your symptoms return. And when I talked to Dr. Skip about this on the phone once, he said that there's a paper out there, or a study, that was done that shows that when you're stressed, that endorphins get eaten up. That makes perfect sense, because even with the endorphins, obviously you're not getting enough endorphins when you're stressed out and you have LDN. It's probably still good that you have LDN, but the symptoms start to reappear. And that's what we actually that's the #1 thing in the troubleshooting guide that we put together. I think that the profit margin for MS is huge. So that's one reason. I think that there's a lot to be made in that market. Whether doctors make money or not, I don't know, but they're pushed, or that's what they're told to do. I think there's a lot of fear now with all of the malpractice suits, that sort of thing. Although I agree with you, they're prescribing baby aspirin for the heart, and you know, it is a kind of a crazy thing that they wouldn't just accept it. In fact, I wanted to say the doctor in Ireland, from Scotland today?
Yes, Dr. Kaluli.
Yes, I am so impressed. Even though his idea was to do this because it was cheap, somebody in the audience said exactly what I was thinking, which is that if you just have this okayed for bladder frequency, and someone comes into the doctor and says, well, they have MS and everything, but can I use this for bladder frequency? I bet you most doctors are going to be like, oh yeah, we could try that. One family alone, mine, we have someone on it for PCOS. She just had her first child. And we have someone on it for autism, and he did fantastic. We have, obviously, my husband with MS, and my mom with Parkinson's, and she has more energy. And I'm on it for 2 reasons. One is for psoriasis on my head, and that's much better. It did take a little while. It wasn't the quick response, but it did. Now it's under control, and I've been living with that for 20 years. I never thought I'd tried everything, shampoos, everything, and that's pretty much under control. It's hard to get people to listen when it's not used by everyone already in mainstream. Yeah. But with one family, having that many people on different ailments and all doing, you know, pretty well, it's amazing.